Buff Nation!
Let's go.
Welcome back, man.
Great to be back.
You feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm feeling much better. I said this on the Broncos show, but like, you know when you just feel bad for a while and then when you feel good again, you're like, wow, I don't know if I've ever felt this good. Yeah. That's where I'm at today.
Excellent.
Yeah,
love to hear
nice.
it. How was the scramble?
It was sick.
Yeah?
Honestly, probably the best golf event we've ever put on. Just vibes were immaculate. Weather was literally perfect, like one of those days where you don't think about the temperature once. Mm-hmm. We got third, which is not like I wasn't happy with, but still got a gift card out of it.
Nice.
So we'll take, you take a prize, you get on the podium.
There you go.
And then everyone came back here afterwards since we were just down the street. So like just kept the party going. It was sweet.
Love it. I figured with you, Spence and Mitch, you guys would shoot like a 60 or something ridiculous.
We shot 53.
Wow. And got third?
Yeah. That's
crazy.
We tied for second, technically.
Okay.
Yeah.
We are DNVR Buffs Primetime, presented by Illegal Pete's. Check out any of their 10 Colorado locations for happy hour, 36 p.m. every single day. We had 4 commitments over the weekend, Ryan.
Big time.
Big time.
Big time. And they're up to 70 now?
I think it's 71.
71. Just like that.
Yep.
I'm sure.
But where are they going to get all these players from?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure all the national podcasts. I somehow got like suckered into listening to this AP Top 25 podcast. I saw someone tweeting about what they were saying in there, and I was just like, why did I do this to myself? Like the uninformed nature of this is so annoying.
Yeah.
And the same sentiment keeps coming up that I'm just like, this is so lazy, which is, unless those players were just that bad. That was literally written in like a CBS or something.
Did you read the Athletic article?
Maybe it was the Athletic.
Jesus.
It's like, unless they were just that bad, which I'm not sure is true. It's like, come on, man, just turn the tape on. That's all you got to do.
Literally.
And then you'll be like, oh, okay, actually they were.
You don't even have to turn on the tape. Look at the stats from last year when you're the 131st scoring defense.
Like, I just don't understand. To me, as like someone, who has been a journalist writing in that way, like I've kind of moved my role a little bit away from that style of thing, but I would never admit that I didn't know. Like if I didn't know, I wouldn't write it. Mm-hmm. I would just find out and then write it. But to say like, unless they were just that, is literally broadcasting out. I have no idea, but I can't imagine they were that bad. It's like, just watch.
It's amazing anonymous sources, what they can say, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, and to be fair, I guess that's more on the journalist for publishing it of a person who clearly didn't watch.
Right.
It's like, I forgot that was coming from a quote. That one that you're talking about, or that, I was referencing too, in the Athletic was like a anonymous FBS coach or something.
Yeah.
And it's like, why are you quoting them if they didn't see the team?
I don't know.
Whatever.
Great mysteries. All right, let's get into it.
14 scholarships left.
14 left. That is including Shiloh, who, of course, graduated, who we're expecting any day now, basically, at this point.
Shiloh, come on the show. Announce it here.
We're begging. Former Baylor wide receiver Jalen Ellis flips from West Virginia to Colorado. He adds some size to the room.
So did he hit a late growth spurt? Because I was looking at his high school profiles coming out, and he was listed at 6 feet. Now he's listed at 6'3".
Yeah, so 247 has him listed at 6 foot 187. Last year at Baylor, listed at 6'3", 184. That sounds like a growth spurt for sure.
Yeah, I love those late growth spurt guys, because that, to me, it says like, okay, he's still learning how to play inside this new body.
Right. But he has doesn't have many stats, but the ones he has is pretty insane.
Well, what's crazy is he had 3 catches last season, and all of them were over 50 yards. Yeah. Or maybe one was like 48.
Right.
But it was like 3 catches, 155 yards, and a TD with the longest being 56.
Yep.
So just like another deep threat guy.
Exactly. Another guy that can stretch the field. Gives you a little bit of that size at 6'3", but still 184 at this point. So there were some other big guys on campus this weekend that we'll get to. Next guy, former Southern Utah safety Roderick Ward commits to Colorado. I believe he's been playing for Southern Utah going back to 2018 or 2019.
Wow.
He transferred in from a junior college, Mount San Jacinto College. Played in 2019, then 2020 COVID, FCS kind of canceled the season. Played in 21, and then last year finished second team all WAC, 52 total tackles, 1 sack, 1 fumble recovery, 4 interceptions, and 11 pass breakups.
Is that more interceptions than all DBs who transferred out? I believe it was
so.
all DBs who transferred out, which was 12 players, tototaled 3 interceptions.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Pretty crazy. There it is. 3 interceptions. Yeah, there it is. 3 interceptions from 12 DBs, 4 interceptions from 1. Obviously, slightly lower competition, but again, just sticking with the strategy, right?
Yep.
Production from the lower levels and guys who kind of got buried at the higher levels.
Exactly.
It may just work. It may just work, and you fill out a roster of good players.
Exactly. 5'11", 180. Says he was a redshirt junior this last year. I do not know if he graduated or not.
Sean, who had the 4.3940? Let us know.
Is that Jalen Ellis?
Maybe. If he can still run the 4.39 at 6'3", he's going to be a problem.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But Roderick Ward was given Phil Steele first team all WAC and then all WAC second team from the conference.
Yeah, a beast.
So, guy can play.
Again, though, what is going to happen at safety?
There are so many players there, and Shiloh's not here yet.
And Shiloh's going to play.
He's going to.
And
yes.
Trevor Woods is going to play.
Mm-hmm.
And Cam is going to play.
Yep.
Slush? I mean, there are so many guys.
It's getting pretty stacked now.
I wish this was like Madden and you could like trade. Package a couple safeties together for an offensive lineman or something.
Or maybe just trade to get Winston Watkins 1 year earlier.
Yes, please. Winston, can you take like summer classes, online classes, 28 credit hours per semester and graduate this year?
We need you. We'll talk about his vlog after, which you
Okay.
got to watch. It's pretty amazing. And then former Liberty offensive lineman Reggie Young II commits to CU. Played, I believe, at Northwestern State for 2 years starting in 2018. His story is ridiculous. I don't know if you saw my tweet.
your little thread, yeah.
We'll go through it. But played for Northwestern State for 2 years, then transferred into Liberty last year. Shout out to Liberty for not updating their bios. I went through every game book to find out when he played. 9 games played.
All right, there we go. That's putting in the work right there on a Sunday.
I did put in the work yesterday.
Good shit.
Thanks. And then I tweeted this out. Reggie Young has an insane story. He didn't play football until his senior year of high school after Edna Kerr High School lost their right tackle to an injury before the season began. Young was noticed for his size in the hallway and was talked into playing football. Young started the whole season at right tackle. Edna Kerr won state in 2018 behind Young in that offensive line. He only had 3 offers after that season to play college football. Prairie View, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Northwestern State, who he ended up committing to.
Which
Colorado,
is in Louisiana.
Yes.
I've always known that.
Colorado State also wanted him as a preferred walk-on. Young was a New Orleans native. His family lost their home when he was 5 years old due to Hurricane Katrina. So he and his family moved to Houston for a year, then Savannah, Georgia, where he spent most of his time growing up. Then they decided to move back to the New Orleans area for his senior year of high school. Ends up getting noticed in the hallway, starts playing football, wins state, starts playing JUCO, then goes to Liberty for a year. Now he's playing for Coach Prime at Colorado. How about that?
The climb, man.
Crazy.
Hopefully the next stop is the NFL.
Yes.
That's awesome, man. So what a just elevate. Keep elevating. Keep climbing. And I just have a feeling those are the types of players that Coach Prime just loves.
Exactly. The ones that got to retire mama.
Yep, exactly. That need it.
Yep.
But also just like have, I guess, seen it all, have found a way to go to the next level everywhere they went.
Exactly. Last guy. Former Florida State defensive lineman Bishop Thomas commits to Colorado. Was a 2022 3-star, I believe, like a fairly high 3-star, like 500th overall. I believe he's from Orlando, Florida.
Which one is this?
Bishop Thomas.
Yep.
And was Florida State's Scout Defensive Player of the Year last year. Barely saw the field.
Yeah, and again, I saw people like trying to dunk on CU, like some account put it out there, Scout Team Player of the Year last year or whatever. People were like, oh, wow, you guys are flexing about Scout Team. It's like, no, not really. But he didn't play. So, what do we have to look forward to here? What can we hang our hat on here? Why did Coach Prime's, scouts and Coach Prime and this coaching staff, why did they like him?
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yep.
Not everyone is going to play. But if you are going out there and practice every day and working your ass off and giving the offense a good look at a school, again, that won 10 games last year, I could almost guarantee you are better than the players who were playing at Colorado.
Well, I mean, just whoever the Colorado's Defensive Scout Player of the Year was last year, I bet you Bishop Thomas is better.
Well, that's for damn sure.
Yes.
But, I mean, he might be better than their Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I guess would have probably been Trevor Woods.
It was Trevor or Josh Chandler Tomato.
Tomato is a lot of
Mixed bag.
empty stats. But look, who was their best defensive lineman last year? Especially that could have returned.
Just
Sami,
maybe Chance Main, technically.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a couple okay guys out there, but this dude was clearly proving himself and making it difficult for the offensive lineman there.
Right.
And that's why he earned that billing. So again, that's not some like, oh my God, he's going to come in here and be the best player in the Pac-12. It's just like, oh yeah, you added a nice piece.
Yep.
That's all they're trying to do. You keep stacking nice piece on top of nice piece on top of nice piece, then you put together a legitimate football roster.
Baby steps.
Yep.
He is the 15th player from the state of Florida to join Colorado since Coach Prime became head coach.
Is that the number?
I believe so. Anthony Hankerson, Asad Wasim, Bishop Thomas.
So Hank was obviously here already.
Oh, okay,
so now they're
right.
up to 15
total
Florida guys on the roster.
This graphic's from Folsom Friendly Podcast, by the way. Anthony Folsom Frenzy Podcast. Anthony Hankerson, Asad Wasim, Bishop Thomas, Brendan Gaunt, Cormani McLean, David Connor, Isaiah Harge, Jaquez Robinson, Jeremiah Brown, Jimmy Horn, Jordan Dominic, Omarion Cooper, Tavarish Dawson, Willie Gaines, and Xavier Weaver, and then a bunch of people are throwing in Travis because he's from there and went to high school in Georgia.
Yes, and I guess there was a video at one point where Travis was like, I'm a Florida boy, not a Georgia boy, or something along those lines. I think Coach Prime early on said I need about 15 Florida boys.
Yep.
Now, there were a couple already on the roster, so maybe he needs like 2 or 3 more.
Right. But these are guys that are going to determine a lot of the fate of this team. I mean, guys like Hankerson, Cormani McLean, Jimmy Horn Jr., Omarion Cooper, Jordan Dominic, Jeremiah Brown, tons of them.
Yep. And I'm sure someone out there will say something about how Coach Prime is like biased towards Florida players or some stupid shit. But you go with what you know, right?
Yeah.
Like, in his mind, Florida football players are built different.
Yep.
So he wants them on the squad.
Exactly.
And we'll take them. Many as we can get.
Let's catch up on the rest of the news, or the rest of the visitors, I guess, who were here this last weekend, as well as the portal news. But first, a word from our friends at Shady Rays. I hope you were out there rocking your Shady Rays on the golf course on Friday. Shady Rays offers a world-class product, better than any expensive pair we ever worn. Best part about Shady Rays, each and every pair is backed by Lost and Broken replacement program. You can shop their entire collection at the Park Meadows Mall, or you can go online to shadyrays.com. And when you're there, use promo code DNVR for 50% off 2 or more pairs of polarized sunglasses so that you can try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 250,000 people. I don't know if you saw Sean's comment, but it was Ellis who ran the 439. We'll take that.
Sub 4.4 with eligibility left in college is a lot.
And then shout out to Shador's #2 barbecue. Ryan, you said you enjoyed some Shador's this weekend.
Yes, I had a Cubano sandwich this weekend, and it was just it was missing something. Pulled out my Shador's #2, poured some in a little on the dish, dipped it in there. It was my favorite part of the whole sandwich.
There you go. You too can get your hands on some Shador's #2 barbecue. Head on over to PLB SE. And make sure to use promo code ALLCITY, all one word, ALLCITY, at checkout for 10% off your order. Shador's #2 goes great on everything: chicken, ribs, wings, and Cubanos.
Yes. I'll probably get flack for that.
For desecrating the Cubano with barbecue sauce?
Yeah, I mean, it has pulled pork on it.
I watched the video from.
I didn't know. I was in a bind. The sandwich was just missing something. It's not like if it was perfectly made, I wouldn't have needed to go add something.
Fair. I was watching a video this last weekend of I guess the Saints did like a crawfish boil or something.
Okay. And that's it. Okay. Finish.
Jamal Williams, the former Lions running back, now on the Saints, was
he on the Saints?
He was in the video with Tyrann Mathieu, and they were like pulling apart the crawfish. Jamal tries it and he goes, "No, it's missing something." He asked for barbecue sauce for his crawfish.
There you go. Sometimes something just needs barbecue sauce.
Yeah. He said it was better with it.
That reminds me, I've had a stated goal, and I know people are going to offer this for me to have to travel, but I'm hoping it comes across me in Colorado. I want to go to a crawfish boil. I've never been to one. It was my summer goal last year. I failed. I'm bringing it back this year. It's my goal of the summer is to go to a crawfish boil. A real one, not like some manufactured one from like a brewery or something.
I've never done one either.
Need it. Need that in my life desperately.
Yes. All right. So conveniently on Friday, after we finished our show.
Last year, someone was like, "Come down to Thibodaux, Louisiana. I got you." I was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that happen.
I'll be right there.
I want to.
Conveniently after our show on Friday, Steve Wiltfong published this list of people or players visiting Colorado over the weekend. All the guys who committed, I believe, were there. They posted pictures and stuff. And there were more guys who maybe yet to commit, maybe still kind of taking in their options. But we had Tomiwa Dorojowai from Kentucky. Ooh. I know that's a tough one.
I'm going to give that a 3 out of 10. There's just no way that was right.
Well, there's no way I can spell this or get it right first try. He was a 3-star defensive lineman committed to Kentucky from Delaware, I believe, 6'4", 255. Didn't see him commit. Bishop Thomas was, of course, there. Arden Walker from former Missouri. Defensive lineman was there, 6'4", 240, was a 2021 3-star commit. And then Chance Main was back in town. Of course.
And just the comments like, you would have to come to Louisiana for a real crawfish boil. I'm like, I know, but maybe someone's from Louisiana. They have the hookup.
Yeah. The shortcut for the crawfish broil, I guess.
Yes.
Chance Main already knows Colorado very well, but was back visiting with the new coaching staff.
What an interesting situation for a guy to take a visit to a school that is he giving the tour?
I know. Like, all right, what did y'all change in the last 5 months, basically? Zach Blackwood was also there. He's a JUCO defensive lineman out of Garden City Community College. I believe that's in Arizona. 6'4", 285, though. He posted pictures in uniform.
Okay. I love that they're doing the pics on the barber chair.
Yeah.
Those go hard with like the gold metallic barber chair.
Yep. They've got plenty of scenes to shoot from there now.
They sure do. And they had that thing built with all the like kind of looks like Coach Prime's office.
Right. Yeah, that was cool. Winston Watkins in his video was showing the film from him getting his pictures taken. Who else do we got? Of course, Reggie Young was there. He ended up committing. Running back Demi Sumo Karngbai from NC State. Was that better?
Nope.
No. Tight end Landon King from Auburn. So Adam confirmed over the weekend he wants to play tight end moving forward, even though he weighs like 215 at this point.
Okay.
Also, interesting note, Seydou Traore on his Twitter said he was a wide receiver now. Yep.
Very interesting.
Yep.
I wonder if that's something he like pitched before leaving. It was like, hey, can I move to wide receiver? Like can't block. And they must have just said like, no, we don't want you at wide receiver.
Someone's saying Garden City in New York, and someone's saying Garden City in Kansas. So I don't think either.
I think
of us know where
Kansas. That was my guess. Garden State, that's New Jersey.
Right. Final guy, Javon Antonio from Northwestern State.
Let's go.
Was visiting for the weekend, yet to commit. So there you go. We do have one person who announced a visit for the end or beginning of June. That's Micah Welch.
By the way, though, did you see that Ziko got an offer from Oregon?
No, I did not see that.
Yep. Very interesting.
Wow.
And then, of course, everyone, jumped on, oh, he couldn't play at Colorado, but he can play at Oregon. It's like, well, let's at least see if he goes to Oregon.
Right.
And then if he plays once he gets there. Not saying he can't. Just saying that people are jumping to conclusions there.
That kind of fits Oregon more anyway. They're pretty spread heavy. Not that Colorado isn't, but they've kind of had flex tight ends before.
Yeah, for sure. And he might go there and shine, and we'll be saying, what the hell happened? Or he won't. Everyone, we're at the point in the portal where everyone is willing to take flyers.
Mm-hmm.
So, over 500 yards last year at Arkansas State. Oregon saying, okay, we can add a guy. Let's take a chance.
Well, on that, it's very clear that Colorado wants something different out of their tight end than a flex tight end. So even if he succeeds somewhere else, doesn't mean that he may have succeeded here.
The Landon King thing is interesting, though.
Yes, it is.
Because it feels like something down the same path. But I think one of the things that people are missing in all of this is mentality matters so much to Coach Prime.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not trying to take down anyone who's left, but I was having a conversation with a friend this weekend who was like, I just don't understand pushing out depth for other depth. And I was like, first of all, the depth wasn't good.
Mm-hmm.
So if you upgrade 0.01% on a player, it's worth it.
Yeah.
But second of all, I think a lot of the guys that got quote unquote pushed out were pushed out because Coach Prime didn't think they had that dog in them. And it really could have been as simple as that. He is trying to reset the entire program from top to bottom. And so if he watches you at practice and says oh, okay, this guy's actually fast, or, oh, this guy, I don't know, has great hands, or can, be a decent pass catching tight end, but he also sees you getting pushed around in the run game or dropping passes when there's contact coming or whatever, and not reacting well to feedback from the coaches or can't handle some tough loving, whatever it is, those little things matter to him just as much as how much can you play.
Right. Because
you can't, if he feels like you're soft, then you just can't be a part of this revolution. So it's not all just, oh, that guy sucked, he's gone. It's, oh, maybe that guy was a little soft, and they just simply can't have that for what they're trying to create here.
Well, I think that's why Coach Prime was just so okay with pushing out all the players already on the roster, is the mentality thing.
Right. And it's not as if I saw some person say, did he even evaluate these guys? What do you think he was doing? Not at practice?
Right.
Of course he evaluated them. And guys like Trevor Woods, he immediately said,
"Yep,
that's a guy we want to keep because he's a dog."
Probably popped on film last year too when he
sure.
was watching before he actually got here.
For sure.
On Ziko, Arkansas, Miami, Purdue, Illinois, Oregon are in there, but there's also Western Kentucky, North Texas, Washington State. So who knows where he ends up going. Anyways, Michael Welch scheduled to visit June 9th through the 11th. This is a 3-star 2024 running back, 452nd overall, 41st overall running back, 5'7", 195. Baldwin High School in Milledgeville, Georgia. He has posted a lot of Colorado pictures before. like from Colorado's like graphic department and stuff.
Okay.
But I think this is going to be his official visit. I don't know if he's been here yet before. Probably
What was his
has.
name?
Michael Welch.
Okay. I don't
We've talked
recognize
about
that.
him before,
Okay.
I think. But because he keeps posting pictures. So
Nice pronunciation on that, by the way.
thank you. So he's at least got some interest from the coaching staff. We'll see. Catching up on some other portal stuff because I know people are probably curious. The Houston offensive linemen, both of them have committed elsewhere. Cameron Johnson went to Mizzou. Niles Gaddy, former JSU linebacker, also went to Mizzou. Trevante Sylvester to Cal.
Okay.
So there you have it. Keon Coleman has heard from like 60-some schools.
I
Did
saw
you see that?
graphic? It's so silly.
Ridiculous. He visited Florida State.
I was just thinking about the amount of effort it took for him to send that to Haas Fawcett.
Well, to make that graphic,
Yeah,
to get
that's
50-some logos, all like...
But like he had to text him each one individually.
yeah.
You know, he's like, hey, Fawcett's like, hey, who have you heard from? He's like, hold on. Like 2 hours later, he comes back with the list.
Yeah, the graphic takes all day to make, basically. But he visited FSU. He's scheduled to visit Ole Miss tomorrow. Anyways, he did have CU on that graphic. He's at least been in contact with them.
Yep.
But looking like a tough get at this point.
Yep. Do you ever read into the position of where the logo is on the graphic?
Maybe.
Like Williams Nwaneri, is that pronounced correctly?
Nwaneri.
All right, close enough.
I give that one a 4 out of 10.
Thank you. It's higher than your 3.
It's an easier name.
He had the Buffs logo. It was like there was like a building, and it was like a little bit behind the building. I was like, shit.
Yeah.
Don't like that position.
Well, who was it? Was it Brandon Davis Swain, the one that posted all the coaches, and he had Coach Prime right in the middle?
In the middle, yeah. Like yelling or something.
Exactly.
I was like, oh,
that's a great
lockdown.
look. You want to play a game, Ryan?
Sure.
Where in the world is Tim Brewster?
Ooh, where is Brew?
What's your guess?
I'm going to guess. Give me. Where was he last time? Can you give me that?
He was in the South. I believe he was in Atlanta.
Okay, so he's probably moved on from Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Give me Mobile, Alabama.
No. He's near the area. Houston, Texas, though.
Oh, okay. All right. Going the other way.
Yep. So that's where Coach Brew is. We'll see how many offers come out of Houston over the next few days, I guess. But the man is out there grinding on the road.
Gotta love the road if you're a college football coach.
I think Coach Brew loves it. He even... Someone responded to that tweet saying he was in Houston. Let me know if you need restaurant recommendations. He said, later tonight, I'll be at Papado on Kirby repping the Buffs.
Damn, just come on down.
Oh, man. I love that guy. Get your questions in now, guys. We'll get to them very shortly after we talk about this Winston Watkins video. It was from his visit over the spring game. Mostly just footage of that day. So I think he was pretty quick trip for him.
Yeah.
He was recruiting, though, man.
I saw one of the clips.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who he was talking to.
I think it was Boo Carter. About Travis?
No, and he was like, you could start a new trend of guys coming here instead of Georgia or something.
Yeah. That's. I think he included Travis. He's like, look at Travis. He could have gone anywhere. He came here, and he's still him.
That's sick. Boo Carter, dude. Did we ever talk about...
We did not.
We texted about that.
Yeah.
There was a highlight that came out of Boo Carter, and I was like, oh, my God. How is this guy not a 5-star?
Mm-hmm.
He moves like no one I've ever seen.
It really is different.
Yeah. And, like, the rating service has it wrong on him. That dude's going to be a star.
Yeah. He was around Winston Watkins a lot at that visit. There's a lot of footage of them together. He met AB, Aaron Butler, and his dad.
Let's go.
You know how when you walk through the facility on your way to the locker room, there's those 4 mannequins of the jerseys? Mm-hmm. So Winston was walking with Coach Shad, assistant wide receivers coach, offensive analyst, something like that. And he starts pointing at the mannequins. He's all, this is how Cormani dresses right here, blah, blah, blah. So this one looks like him. This is how Travis dresses. So this one looks like him. This one's Shador. This one's Coach Prime, and he's all, we'll get you in here too.
Damn.
Yep.
Let's go.
Because people are asking, Alton McCaskill, I think that ship has sailed. Is visiting Florida.
And hasn't scheduled anything with Colorado, right?
I don't think so.
What's funny is I had someone say to me, like, this whole Alton McCaskill situation is weird. Like, what's going on here? He got a crystal ball and then nothing else has come out. And it's like, that doesn't make that a weird situation. It just makes it a bad crystal ball.
Right. Well, and it was from Chris Hummer, 247 Sports, just a national writer. It wasn't from one of their scouting directors or recruiting directors or anything.
Right. What I'm saying is we haven't, we want him for sure. But I'm just like, it doesn't make it an odd situation if someone just put out an incorrect crystal ball.
Yeah. From Texas, so we'll see where he ends up going. All right, let's get to questions.
Hopefully he becomes a Buff because he's a dog.
Hopefully. There was another running back visiting that NC State guy this last weekend, though. So I wonder if they're already kind of putting together a contingency plan.
Maybe.
Shout out to Breckenridge Brewery. If you were in Denver or here at the DNVR bar over the weekend, it was a crazy weekend, man.
Crazy weekend here.
We had an F1 party that went pretty well. We had the Nuggets last night in a tough one.
Yeah. Refs, man.
Crazy. But nonetheless, you can still enjoy a Breck Brew wherever you may be, maybe here at the DNVR bar. We've got Avalanche Amber Ale right in front of me here. And you can try out some of our favorites, the Mile High City Golden Ale to help root on the Nuggets, Mountain Beach Sour, Strawberry Sky. You can check out their beer locator at www.breckbrew.com to see where you can get some of that delicious Breck Brew near you. Then shout out to Fubo TV, over 140 plus live channels of sports shows, movies, and news. You can stream live TV from any device, and you can start watching immediately with a 7-day free trial. Included is 1,000 hours of cloud DVR, no extra charge. You can watch the Nuggets on their playoff run on Altitude Sports and ABC with Fubo TV. Go to www.fubotv.com/DNVR to sign up for 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro.
Jack says, I think he's holding off because people from Houston keep saying that CU's tampering. Let's go. Hit him with a little curveball. Go visit everywhere else and then
There you
go
go.
to CU.
That would be hilarious, though.
Love it. Also, everyone is tampering.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Florida State called Travis when he was in the or before he entered the portal.
Yep. Everyone is tampering.
Yeah. Only at 211 likes. Let's get that bumped up to 300 by the time we finish the show. Guys, also subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Please.
It is the best way to help us out. We appreciate all the super chats, everyone in chat, but we would really appreciate if you would subscribe to the pod on your favorite podcasting service. Let's talk to the people. Nathan Levi. Did you see Ziko ranking went up all of a sudden now that he's transferring out? He was still one of the top 30 players in the portal back in December, though.
Yeah, I think he might have been, other than Travis and Shador, the highest rated transfer they got. So he's always been ranked highly. I would have to imagine they should lower his ranking if he's saying he's a wide receiver, though.
Right.
Like,
Yeah,
he has no
completely
wide
different.
receiver tape other than, I guess, just lining up in the slot.
Yeah,
But you know what I mean. Like,
exactly.
not a proven wide receiver at all.
It's an interesting situation. It'll be interesting to see where he lands and how much he plays this year, too.
Yep.
Nicholas, what's up, man? Any word on Sean Washington? I have not seen anything. He's been very, very quiet on social, too.
I think that might still just be pronounced Sean.
Sean Washington. He, of course, visited last weekend, and then after his visit, posted he was offered.
Right.
And that's the last tweet he put up.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll keep an eye on it.
So we'll see. D. Lee. Hey, guys, did you get a glimpse of Bishop Thomas tape coming out of high school? His motor definitely jumps off the video. He's a dog for sure. I haven't. Did you?
Yes, I did. And that was maybe my biggest takeaway is he just goes.
Awesome.
And that is exactly how you win Scout Team Player of the Year.
Yep.
You know, you just fight and work and just gnaw and claw and just prove yourself every single day, giving that effort, like that's what's going to stand out. But he also has a little bit of a pass rush bag. Definitely was a lot stronger than who he was going up against in high school.
Yeah.
But I think he has some dog in him for sure.
Love that. I mean, he's got the knocked out front tooth, so that adds like another 5 points of toughness.
I could totally hear Coach Prime saying something like, I want defensive linemen missing teeth.
He definitely would say something like that. MP.
It's probably from like headbutting his teammate or something without his helmet on.
The old Brian Cushing.
Yeah, exactly.
When are you guys going to start posting a big board / projected depth chart during for the program?
Once they fill out the roster.
Yes, I posted this week or yesterday though that I'm going to make a new Prime tracker, more focused on this roster and kind of 2024 recruiting and stuff.
Sweet.
So I haven't decided if I want to do a depth chart yet, but
well, we'll do a show.
Yeah,
We'll like we did last time, projecting the starters, and we could even do projecting the depth behind them.
maybe we should do that this week, post spring game.
I still feel like we gotta fill it out.
Another week or so.
Yeah, maybe once they get to like 80.
Okay. We'll do it soon. Key, which receivers after Travis and Jimmy do y'all see having the biggest impact?
Man, I have to like Xavier Weaver
Xavier Weaver,
probably would be number one on that list.
Omarion Miller, and Adam Hopkins.
Yep. Don't sleep on the young boys.
I mean, I'm intrigued by like guys like Willie Gaines.
Yes.
Also, Jalen Ellis now.
I know there's like so many. There's a lot of question marks, which is gonna be the story of this roster.
Yep.
It's like who pops, and again, they're doing the way they're constructing this is all by design. You only need one or two of those receivers to pop.
Exactly. And if they're young guys, then you're kind of set the next 3 years,
Right.
really.
Totally. And you're always going to bring in good wide receivers in freshmen.
Absolutely. Sean, what's up, man? Do y'all think Ziko hitting the portal affects Coach Prime's relationship with Kofi Taylor Barracks?
I mean, I don't know if it affects his relationship. I know there's another guy from England on the roster. So maybe, he still has a little bit of a safety net there. So, yeah, I don't think it hurts it. But I'm sure Kofi is bummed that, he's not going to be here.
Right. It's a bit of a different situation, though. I mean, Zico's been in college for a while.
Yep.
Kofi Taylor Barracks is an incoming freshman.
Yep.
So
The connection there, if you weren't following, is that they're both from London.
trying to find... I don't see another England on the roster. Was it a walk-on?
I think it is a walk-on.
Okay. Next question from Mac Millie. Oh, we just had...
Oh.
Okay. From Cheryl. Does anyone know anything about Eoghan Kerry? I'm curious to know about the old CU players who stayed. I know a little bit about him because he was one of the last players we talked to at the end of last year. But he said, I could tell you that he said he was working over the break to play either inside or outside linebacker. I don't think he played too much last year. Cool guy to talk to, though.
Motor for sure.
Yep. Young guy. I think he was a freshman last year. Kenneth Allen III. When is the date the new commits have to sign to play in the fall?
Anytime.
Yep.
Basically, I guess the general rule is when class starts.
Yeah. Do you know when that is for Colorado?
No. It's always, let's see, late August.
Mm-hmm. They just had last day of classes last week, I believe, right?
I don't know. I do know I'm going to a graduation on Thursday.
All right, there you go. We'll get back to you on that, Kenneth. Kevin, what's up? Do you guys think the Pac-12 media deal can possibly hurt CU future recruiting? Think Buffs stay in the Pac-12?
It could hurt, yeah.
I don't know, though.
But I think in the end, the Buffs are going to find their way out of this. Or the Pac-12 is going to find their way out of this.
Right.
We had the report last week. I'm sure you guys talked about it with ESPN. Still.
One side said ESPN was in. One side said ESPN was out.
Yep. I have to imagine the spring game opened some eyes at ESPN.
Yeah. I mean, once there's actual news to report on the media deal, we'll have some, but people aren't a fan of us bringing up either side, it seems, of the argument.
Well, there's just not a lot out there right now.
It's all sources.
Yeah, it's he said, she said.
Exactly. Deontay Cook, any word on a vet as backup to number 2? Still haven't seen a quarterback, man.
Nothing.
We will wait to see. Shaquille Oatmeal. Do you think it's possible to actually have the team switch sidelines at Folsom to weaponize the student section? Was that you that brought that up?
That was McChesney.
Or that was McChesney? That's who that was. It's a good argument, though.
It's a great idea. Honestly, I don't know if we trust the students to not screw that up.
It's another good point. One more from Nicholas. Anyone know when summer camp starts? Will any practices be open to the public?
It's going to start in late July, early August. We have no idea yet. I wouldn't be surprised if they do one, but
yeah,
we don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either. They do have a bunch of camps coming up, I believe, starting next week or the week after for like 3 or 4 straight weeks. But yeah, July sometime.
Sweet.
Deuce Robertson is not on the roster.
Nope. Would a media rights deal be feasible if only for Colorado? No, probably not. All right.
Is that it?
Yep.
All right. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow, talking Buffs football.
Hell yeah. Hopefully some more commits.
Hopefully. Let's go Buffs.
Go Buffs.